Hey, welcome again. In this video we will talk about how to create a drivable and destructible vehicle using Blender and Unreal Engine. We will take this vehicle for free and make it ready in Blender, and then we will make it drivable and destructible in Unreal Engine. I'll also show you how you can use this opening door and closing door animation for any vehicle. Like you can use any vehicle you want. To follow along, you will need some assets which you can find in the links below. I've used some of these assets like sounds, skeletal meshes and animations from the Unreal Engine Spatial project. I also explained in details how to make everything work in my Udemy course. So if you want to fully understand this project, you can check out my complete course on advanced vehicles. The link is in the description. Now let's talk about how you can create any vehicle drivable and destructible. Hey, welcome again. So now we're gonna talk about custom vehicles. You can see right here, here we have this custom vehicle, and this is Lamborghini. You might like it or not. So you can see right here, and you can see this has these doors that we can open, and wheels in here. So everything is right there. That's kind of great. So we can download this one. If I come here, and you can see it's a blend file, or this can be edited in Blender. And it is commercial use is allowed, which is good that we can use, and author must be credited. That's also a good thing. So now we can simply download this one, and that's what we will use in our project. So you have to wait a little bit, and this will be downloaded. Then we can come back to our project and we can use that in our project. But before directly bringing that into our project, we need to edit that first in Blender, because we will need some things. So from this vehicle we need the destructible skeletal mesh. So if I come here, you can see right here, this is the destructible skeletal mesh, and this has this door as well. So if I come here to the skeletal mesh and find the door bone, so I'll search for door. Now you can see, or maybe I can come here to character and bones and tell him all hierarchy. Now you can see we can select the bones. You can see this is the door front rot bone for the right door. I can select that, and if I rotate that, you can see the door is opening and closing like that. And same thing for the left door as well. But if I come down here, here we have this bumper front. So we can just rotate that, and you can see that some of these things are connected to that one, and if we just bring that down, those things would be connected to that. So we can use these things like these bones and connect our bumper to these bumpers, and connect the doors of our vehicle to the rot of these door bones, and connect the rear bumper to the rear bones of the skeletal mesh. You can see right here, and that way we can bring that into the project and use it. So I'll come here and find this one and right click on this one. You can see we can come here to asset actions and export it. So I'll come back to the tools, and here we have the tools, and I can create a new folder. I'll just call this a custom vehicle like this, and then I'll come here to SKM or skeletal mesh, and we can call this skeletal mesh destructible like that, and I'll give it a name like 06 so that it belongs to the 06 vehicle. And now I can save this one. So now you can see we need to export it like that, and now it is exported. Now if I come here to the Blender, you should have Blender installed on your computer, and when you come to Blender and create a new project, an empty one, I can remove all these things, and I can come here and import the destructible skeletal mesh that we exported from Unreal Engine. So if I come here and click on FBX, then I need to come where we exported that. So where was it? So it's right here. I need to open this destructible or custom vehicle, and then to SKM, and then I can open this one like this. There we go. But you can see we have this problem, like all these bones are facing the Y axis. That's not what we want, because in Unreal Engine we have x-axis as forward direction, so that's why we need to make them correct. I'll just remove them back, and then if I come and import this time as fbx, I'll select this one. And if you come down here to armature, and here we have primary bone, we will select x-axis for that, and secondary bone we will select minus y-axis for that, and then we can import it. This time you can see it is the right direction, which is kind of great. We can use this in our project. And the second thing is, if I come to downloads, you can see right here, this is what we have downloaded, and you can right click on this and you can extract it here like this. Then if you open this one in sources, it's already a Blender project, so you just need to double click on that one, open it, and there we go. Look at this. Now I can simply close this one window, and you can see right here, this is the vehicle we have right here, but this has its own skeletal mesh, like you can see for the doors and for the wheels. But we don't need this skeletal mesh because we have our own for our custom vehicle, so I need to remove this skeletal mesh. But if I remove, you can see we have this problem, like the doors and the wheels which were controlled by that skeletal mesh are in the wrong position now. So I'll just press Ctrl Z again, and if I come here, select these four meshes you can see right here. If I select all of them, and if I come here, now you can see I'll press Alt P. Here you can see clear and cube transformation, and you can see now they're out of the skeletal mesh, and now I can easily remove the skeletal mesh. But there is still this problem. You can see with these doors and with these wheels, like wheels are rotated and the doors are rotated too. So I'll just remove this light because we don't need that light, and I can select the whole thing, but still it's not selected. If I come here and enable this wireframe mode, now you can see we can simply select all of them by just selecting like this, but otherwise it will not be possible. That's simple. Now you can see it is facing the y axis or y direction, which is not correct, because in Unreal Engine we have the x axis as forward direction, so that's why we need to rotate this. So I'll press R for rotating, and I just need to rotate that 90 degrees and z axis and 90 degrees. Now you can see it's facing the x axis as forward, and I can simply bring this to the center, first an x axis a little bit, and then I can bring that and y axis a little bit too. So I'll just bring that one y like this. Now it seems like in the center, but these doors and the wheels are still having that issue. But before fixing that issue, we just need to combine some of the things, because there are a lot of meshes and they're just messed up. That's not what exactly we want. So I just want to put these doors in its own collection. So I'll just select these doors, and I'll select these doors as well, including the windows of the vehicle as well. So now when I select this, and I'll tell them we want a new collection for this, and I'll bring that one to the new collection, and that would be for doors like this, and I can hide the doors now you can see, but this one is not added. I just need to add that one as well, like that. Now you can see the doors are in the right place, and then I need to add the glasses as well. So I'll just select here all the glasses like this. This is a glass as well, so I'll just select them, and I'll right click and bring them to another collection. I'll call this one transparent or trans like this, so stands for transparent, or the glasses which are transparent. Now you can see, and then we can just add the interior part to another folder. So I'll select the interior part like this, and then I'll bring this to a new collection like this, and we can call that interior like that, and I can hide. You can see that's much better, but that belongs to interior 2, and this belongs to interior 2. I'll bring that, including this one. And then we have the outer body. I'll just select that, the whole thing, like this, including the bumper. I think bumper is already included, so yeah, it is including this one, and I can right click on that one, a new collection, and I'll bring that one to that collection. I can call that body of the vehicle like this, and now I can hide that one. So you can see right here, these things belong to the body of the vehicle, and these things belong to the body of vehicle. And now you can see these things. If I hide, no, not exactly, I need to edit them. I will select the outer part of it, and now I can just separate them like this. So now this part belongs to the glasses, so I'll bring this to the glasses or transparent. This part belongs to the body of the vehicle like this. There we go. Now this also belongs to the body of the vehicle, and this belongs to the body of vehicle. There we go. And here we come, there we have this thing. So these are also two parts. We can divide them, one for the glasses and one for the body of the vehicle. So I'll just select this one, and you can see right here, now you can see, I think we have selected the right thing. So if I come here and check it again, in wireframe mode, not exactly what we want. So it is a little difficult task to select the right angle from here, but I'll try. Now you can see it is selected, so I can press L, and there we go, and P selection. If I come back, now you can see this belongs to this. Actually, this is what belongs to transparent, and this is what including this one, these two belongs to the body of the vehicle like this. This is also transparent like that. And then we have the engine. This is the whole engine. No, this is something which should be in the interior part, and this is engine. So now you can see I'll select this one, and that is engine. I'll add this to another collection, and we can call that collection as engine of the vehicle, and I'll bring this one to the engine section. You can see we have some other parts of engine as well. I'll bring them to engine as well. Now you can see only wheels are left, so I'll come here and select this one, and then I can select the outer part and join them. So now you can see this is one wheel, and I'll select these, and then I'll join them, and I'll select these, and I'll join these as well, and finally I'll combine them. Now you can see we have 4 wheels, but what is this thing? I can remove that. I think that's not something that we need. So now you can see I'll just bring them to a new collection, or that's already in a collection. I'll call that wheels like this. So now we have the whole vehicle divided in different parts because we need the different parts of the vehicle. But there is still this problem going on, like the wheels are rotated and the doors are open. That's not what we want. So I'll select this one, and then I can bring the rotation, and I'll set the rotation to 0, but 0 is not the correct rotation. So I'll check this one, and the rotation of this is this should be 90 degrees, I think. So if I change this 90, and yeah, this should be 90 degrees as well. And well, as you can see, it is not going to be 90 degrees. I'll just change this to minus 90 degrees. Now you can see it's the correct, and I'll make the y and x 0. This is something I'll need to change this to 90 as well, and I'll change this one to 180, and this is 0, and this is 90. But no, that's not working. Minus 90 will be the correct value. Now you can see wheels are fine, but there is a big issue, that is with the doors of the vehicle, and we cannot correctly predict its location. So we just need to try and find the right location for this. So I'll check this from the side, then I can rotate this. So I'll rotate that in y axis, and if I bring that one a little down, you can see that seems correct, but we need to close it. So I'll just rotate that, and this time in Z, and I'll just bring them a little bit, and we need to rotate that an X as well. So I'll just rotate this a little bit and X like this, and now a little more on Y. So it just takes a little time to correct this one because we cannot predict the location and rotation of the door. So that's why you just need to try and find where this fits. So now you can see I just closed the doors of the vehicle and everything's all right. If you don't know the values, you can click here and you can apply these values. For me, these worked, like the rotation you can see right here and the location you can see right here, and these values for the other door. So that works perfectly fine, and this looks kind of good. You can see right here, but we don't have any skeletal mesh till now, and it's not applied. It doesn't mean it is working, but the good news is now we divided the vehicle in different parts and everything is all right. And if I come to the other Blender project, this one we just exported from Unreal Engine in last lecture. If you remember, this is the skeletal mesh we have from the other lecture. But as you can see, this skeletal mesh has this frame with itself. So this is like destructible frame, the inside of the car. We want to mix this frame or this inside of the vehicle with that outside of or exterior part of the vehicle, so that we can make one of it. So if I come back to our project, you can see we have this, and I want to hide wheels because we don't want to mix wheels with that skeletal mesh, and I want to disable this transparency as well because we don't want to attach the transparency to that one as well, except these side mirrors. And then we have this exterior, interior, I mean, that's good to be there. And the body of the vehicle, we want that, and the engine, we want that. So I'll just enable these, except the wheels and the transparency, and then I can come to wireframe mode and select all of them, and then I can copy. If I copy and come back to my other project, this one, there I can paste it right here, and there you go, we have it right here. And unfortunately all of them are in one collection. Well, that's all right. That's not a big issue for now because we just divided them in the other project. So here it's all right. Now you can see we have this, but the size of this vehicle is much larger than the size of the skeletal mesh and the other vehicle, but we want them to be the same size. So we want to bring the size of this vehicle as small as that skeletal mesh. So I'll just come here, and from the top view I can just change its size by pressing S. I can just resize this a little bit, like this much. Then I can bring that an x-axis like this. So now you can see that looks much better, but I need to bring that down and Z as well. So now I'll bring a side view, and then I'll bring that and Z by pressing G and Z. Now you can see I'll bring that a little down and a little backward like this. Now you can see that looks much better, but I need to resize it a little bit. So I'll just make it a little more smaller, and from the side view I'll just bring that an x-axis a little bit more backward so that it will be much better that way. Maybe I can resize it back a little more, so, and then bring it a little forward and x-axis. Now you can see that's much better. If I come here, you can see that looks better. And if I hide the skeletal mesh from here, now you can see that's much better, but the frame is visible from outside as well. That's not what we want. We want to fix the frame of this vehicle. You can see this one like same as this one, so this should not be visible outside. So it will take a little time because I need to select. If I come here, you can see we have 3 of them, this one and this one and this one, all these 3. I'll select all of them, then I can press tab, or I can come here and change this to edit mode, and you can see we can edit it like this. And if you're familiar with Blender, you can do this because it will take a little time, so that's why. And this is not a Blender course, that's why I'll just do it, stop the video. If you know the Blender, you can do this, but if you don't know the Blender, then you can download the final project from the resources of the lecture, so you don't need to do all these things. If you're not familiar with Blender, probably you don't want to, because Blender is not that much necessary if you don't want to, so you can download the project made. But if you want to, you can do that. So I'll stop the video, pause the video, and do the work. So now you can see I just did this, and that is not visible outside the vehicle, but that is there inside, because that is the interior or the inside of the car. It should not be visible until we do a collision, so that's why it's not visible. If I just hide this one, you can see it's not visible outside. But if I just come to wireframe mode, and you can see these are there inside, so that's a good thing, because they are doing a lot of work for us. So that's why we just need to fit that into the vehicle. That should not be visible outside, and the rest would be fine. So now you can see I just need to save the project into SKM. I'll give it a name like Blender files, maybe like that, and this will have a name like SKM or skeletal mesh of destructible vehicle or something like that. Now you can see I have this file, and that looks great, but there is some work that we need to do. Till now it's not finalized. We just need to come here, and this is the hood of the vehicle, but it is attached to the body. I just want to make them separated, so I'll just press tab or come here to edit mode, and I'll press right here and click on L. Now you can see we selected the hood, and then I'll press P and tell him selection. Now we separated the hood, and I also want to separate this bumper, so I'll just select one of it, and then I'll press L. Now you can see the whole bumper is selected. I'll press P and tell him the selection. We just want to make them separated from the vehicle. And finally the back bumper as well, I'll press L. Now you can see this is the bumper, and then I can just click on P and tell him this selection. Now you can see we have these bumpers, front of and rear bumpers, and the hood and the doors are already separated. Now what we can do is to select this whole thing like this, and except this one. So I'll select this whole thing except this one like this, and then I'll come here and tell him this skeletal mesh should be visible, and the last level press shift and select this one, the skeletal mesh, and then I can press Control P, and here you can see with automatic weights. So I want to paint the auto paint. Now you can see some of them will be successfully painted, but some of them will not be. Like you can see the error right here, but that's all right. We don't want to paint that correctly, but the things we need, like a bumper and the hood and the doors, that would be painted, and we want to paint ourselves some of them, so that's all right. Now you can see all we want is our vehicle should be part of the skeletal mesh like this. Now it is there, and that's kind of great. Now I just want to come here to the hood, and in hood I'll come right in here, and you can see there are a lot of groups like this, vertex groups. We don't want all of them. We want to remove all of them except which are related to the hood. So if I come here, hood, road, and well, these all of them we need, but others we don't want. So I'll just lock this, and the rest, like you can see, a lot of them are there. I'll right click in this, and then I'll tell him delete all unlocked groups like this. Now we only have the groups which are related to the hood like that, and that's kind of good. I'll come here to the bumper, and I'll search for bumper like this, and bumper front. So we only want to leave the bumper front, and we want to remove all others. You can see right here. I'll just come here and remove all others, which is great. And then I'll come right here and select this one, the rear bumper, and then I'll come here and tell him, you can see right here, bumper rear, this one, bumper rear, like this one. So we only need to select these, and then we want to remove all the others like this. And there are the doors as well, so I'll come here and select the doors, and you can see this is a door, and these things are related to door. So if I come here, you can see this thing, this thing, this thing, and this thing. Well, it's already. Then I can come here and tell him join, and you can see there one object like this. That's what we want. And I'll come here and tell him door, except the door. This is door front, and okay, door front. You can see if I come back to Unreal Engine, you can see which things belong to door. If I come here, you can see this is the door front rot R. So I will come here and tell him door front rot R. I'll just block this one. Let's say it's the right one or the left one. It is the left one, so I'll block the left one, and I'll remove all others. And the same thing I'll do with the other door. I'll select this one, and I'll select this one, and I'll select this one as well. So I should select the last, like this big door as last one, because these things should combine with this one. So I'll right click and tell him join. Now you can see this is one object, and in this one, this is the right door. You can see I'll select the right one, and then I'll remove all others like this, except we need to add some. I'll show you how we can add, because the mirror we want to add back, we'll need those. So now you can see some of the things we already did, but there's still a lot of work to do. So we want to do some weight painting. So I'll select the skeletal mesh and select the hood. We will start with the hood, and then I'll come here and tell him weight paint like this. You can see it is affecting this area. Well, that's all right. You can see I just need to unlock all of them. This is the hood. It's all right. It just affect this area. It's affecting that area. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. And this is front. This is rear. Well, yeah, rear. This should do a little more like this. And this one is right here, I guess. And this one should be right in here. And this should be right in here. And this one is right in there. And the front, well, these are the front, so this should just affect the front area like this mostly. And this one should affect this area like that. And this will affect this area, and this will affect this area like that. And here we have, so this should affect this whole area, and this one will 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 affect this whole area. So, and the road is there. That's fine, and that's good. Now the bumper will work. And the next thing we want to come here, right, that was the hood, sorry. And now this is the bumper. I'll come here to the bumper, and I'll select the bumper. First I'll select the skeletal mesh, and then shift select the bumper, and then I'll come here to weight painting, and then I can hide the skeletal mesh because we will need to work in here. I'll just select this front one. So where is that actually? If I just make him visible again, this right here, you can see right here. I'll just hide the others, and I'll find which one that is. This one right here. So its name is bumper front 02R. I'll select that one, and then I'll hide the skeletal mesh, and then I need to make this whole thing red. So it should just separate. If this one is separated, this should separate the whole thing. So I just change the radius, and that way I can just make it easy paint. If I do the alt like this, now you can see the whole thing is red, which is exactly what we want, like this. So if I now come here and come back to the normal mode, and if I come select this skeletal mesh and tell him to pose, and if I come and select this one, it's called bumper, the exact same one. And if I tell him to bring this one, you can see it affects the bumper, but it affects the body of the vehicle too. We will talk about that. We'll fix that one. It's not an issue, but the good thing is it affects the bumper, which is what exactly we want. Then I just need to do a little more work. So this bumper is done, the hood is done, and I'll come back to the back bumper or the rear bumper, and I'll just select the skeletal mesh, and I'll select this one as well, and you can see that is kind of good. And this time I just need to come here to weight painting, and I'll select this right one, which would be in this side, somewhere in here, like this one right here. And then I'll just press Alt to select the whole thing. So the whole thing should be right, like you can see right here. That's kind of good. Now if I come back to normal mode, I'll select the skeletal mesh, and if I come to pose of skeletal mesh, and I'll select this one, this is the same one, and if I bring this one this side, it affects the body area as well, but we'll fix that one. The good thing is it affects the bumper. That's what we want. So it brings the complete bumper like that. That's great. So now one more work we need to do in this lecture, then we will finish this lecture. So I'll come here, and I just need to remove anything related to bumper from this area, like that bumper rear. So I'll just select the bumper rear, and I'll remove these four, you can see right here, and then I'll come here and tell him bumper front, and I just need to remove these as well, like this. And I just need to remove this thing from the whole things, you can see right here, including bumper front and bumper rear. We also need to remove anything related to door in any other mesh except the door one. So I'll come here and I'll select these whole things. We need to remove anything related to door to any mesh, like I mean to all, from all of them except the doors. So you already know we already did the door settings. And also we need to remove anything related to hood from any other mesh except the hood mesh, and we already did that work, so we need to remove it from other meshes. So remember again, bumper front, bumper rear, doors, and hood, these things should be removed from any other actor, from any other mesh except the main one. So that's what we do, and that's pretty simple. And you can leave it in these three meshes which came with skeletal mesh from Unreal Engine. That's all right, that will not affect any bad. Like you leave that's all right, but you should remove it from other actors. That's important. So I'll do that and I'll be back. And now the last thing, you need to remove side mirrors from all of them. So I'll just remove and select and remove. So you should remove this as well. So after removing these things, now if I come here and select the skeletal mesh and come to the pose, now you can see if I select this, you can see bumper rear 02R, and if I bring it this side, now you can see it doesn't affect anything else except the bumper. And if I come to the right one as well and bring this one, you can see it doesn't affect anything else except the bumper. And if I bring this one as well, you can see it only affects the bumper, but this one seems to be affected by something else as well. Let's see what that thing is. If I just bring it this side, you can see the bumper or the hood itself, sorry, hood I mean, that is affected by something. So if I come back here, I think this is the one which affects. So if I come here and search for hood, it actually does not have the hood. Then why? But the hood we will not move the hood anywhere, so that is not a big issue. And the doors, if I come here to the door and just unlock this one and come here to well, I'll just select this one and come to pose, and if I come here and select this one, you can see this is side mirror, but we want to select the door. You can see this is the door open, but we need the door wrote somewhere. The door wrote should be. So if I come here, well, where is the door, the wrote of the door? So I'll just come here and search for door. Now you can see front are open. We are looking for door front road, so I'll search for road. This is the left one, so I'll select this one. You can see it's right here, and if I just bring this one, it does not affect except the door, and the same thing should happen for this one as well. Now you can see it only affects the door, but we need to fix this one because this is not completely moving the door. It only moves parts of the door, which is not good. So the first thing, I'll select the skeletal mesh and I'll select the door right here, and then I can come here and tell them weight painting. So now you can see we can do the weight painting, but I need to select this door front left. Well, actually we want, this is the left one, so I'll select the left one, and then you can see, or I can select it right here, and then I'll just paint the whole thing. So the whole thing should be right like this. If I press Alt and just drag it this side and this side, now you can see the whole thing is right, and that is kind of good, and that's what exactly we want. But there is one more thing I need to select. I'll just press Shift and select this one, or first I'll just select control this one. Now you can see this is the side mirror, and we want to add that one. So adding it is pretty simple. All I need is to click on this mirror. Now you can see it is added to the same group, like that group is added to this door. And I just want to paint this mirror. You can see right here, this mirror should be painted completely red with this one, because that will only affect the mirror, so that will take a little time, and I want to do it. So you have to have time for painting things, and you know that takes a little time and a little work, but when you have patience, you can do whatever you want. So let's do that. So now you can see the whole thing is red, like the mirror all around is red, and that's exactly what we want. So this will only affect the mirror, and this left, this thing, if I select it, this will affect the whole door, which is great. And then I'll come here back. This time I'll select the other door like this, and including the skeletal mesh like this, and I'll come. So first you have to select the skeletal mesh and then Shift select the door, and you can come here to weight painting, and then you will select this not right one. This time you can not left one, I mean this one. This time you need to select the left one, and the same thing we can do again. I'll just hide this, and now you can see it's much cleaner. I can do the same thing like I did last time. So just Alt from all directions. You press Alt, and then you will have the whole thing as red, and that's exactly what we want. Like we want to affect the whole door when this thing happens. And the other thing, I'll just find the side mirror. So if I enable this one back, and this should be the side mirror. If I come here and click Control, now you can see this seems to be side mirror, and if I click in any part of this door, that would be added, and like that group would be added to this door. And you can see I'll just come in here like this, or maybe I can just press Alt, maybe Alt to see the front, or like this, and then I can just zoom in a little more, and there we go. So now I just need a good view from this, like here we go. And then I can press Alt and only the mirror. You can see we only added the mirror. I can hide this one, and then I can paint the rest. So you should be very careful with the painting, because this painting, if you don't do the painting correctly, this will look kind of weird. I mean, very weird. So if you want a good animation, a clean animation, painting should really be clean. What I say, I mean it. It is really important. Even there shouldn't be a single thing as yellow. If you have anything even a little yellow, still that will affect the whole animation. Like you can see, even this thing will affect. It's rarely visible, but still it will affect your animation. So you just need to be careful and do the whole thing really well. But again, if you're not a Blender guy and you're not really good with these things, then you can just simply download my project. I already did this, so it's not something that you need to do, because this is Unreal Engine, and for Unreal Engine you don't need to do this. But still, if you want, you can follow and do this, and you can come right in here and just do every single vertex, and like this. So the whole thing should be, you know, right like this. And there is something yellow. I don't know where that come from, but we need to fix it. Now you can see that is fixed as well, and that's kind of good. Now if I come here to normal mode, and I'll enable this one, and now if I come here to select the skeletal mesh and come to pose mode, and if you select this side mirror and bring it, it will only affect the mirror. And if you select this door and bring it, it will bring the whole door, which is kind of great. And if you come this side and select this door and bring that, you can see the door, and the mirror will bring the mirror. Now you can see everything is great. We have the bumpers, we have the hood, we have the front bumper, and we have the doors. So the things are ready. So now we have the vehicle and it is ready to be used. I'll come to wireframe so that I can select everything. I should be in object mode and I can select everything. And then I'll just come here to export and FBX. And then, well, I'll be in tools, custom vehicle, SKM Blender. And then I can create a new folder. I'll call that FBX, and then I'll tell him armature and mesh only, selected objects only. I'll come to geometry and tell him face, and then I'll come to armature and I'll tell him x-axis and minus y-axis, and we don't have left bones as well. And then I'll tell him SKM Destructible. That's all right. I'll export it. Now you can see it is exported. Congratulations, you can come to Unreal Engine now. Here is Unreal Engine. I can close this one, and then I'll come here to blueprints and I'll create a new folder. I'll call that custom vehicle like this, and then I'll add another folder that would be called like meshes, and then I'll open this one and I can import from the tools. We have this custom vehicle SKM in Blender, we have FX, and that's what we have. I'll just import this one, and then you can see it has its own skeletal mesh and things. We don't want to import textures, do not create material, and then we can import, or maybe I just want to create material, create new materials, and then I'll import. Now you have to wait a little bit, and then you will have the skeletal mesh in here. And here we go. I just close this one, and I'll select all the materials except the meshes, and then I'll just move them to a new folder. But first I'll need to create that called materials, and then let's select the whole, and then I'll just bring them right in there. I'll just move them. So now you can see we have these things, and I can close this one. If I come here, this is the vehicle. It has this physics assets as well. But if I open this one, you can see there we go. Only this doesn't have any material. We need to apply that one. So I'll just come here and apply any material. For now it's I think this one. So I can apply the white material, or I can apply the material of the vehicles, like maybe this vehicle, this material. I'll just select this one, and then I'll come here, I'll apply this material, I'll select that one, and I'll come here and apply it right in here. So now you can see that looks much better. Now if I save and if I close, now if I come here, I'll just come to the blueprint, and then I'll create child blueprint of this one. I'll call that BP, maybe custom vehicle, like this, and I'll bring it to the custom vehicle. I'll move it there, and you can see it is right here. Now if I open this one, and then I'll come right here and I'll remove all the things. So I'll just come here and tell him clear. I need to clear this one as well. I can select these, tell this destructible, and I'll tell them to clear all of them. Then I'll select what else do we need to select? This one, SM frame, and then we need to select this skeletal mesh, this right here, and just come to tell this area. Well, I think we cannot just clear. I'll just clear this one, and this is SM frame. I'll just clear that one, and then we have these 3 skeletal meshes. I'll clear all of them, and we have these. I'll clear all of them, and finally we have this skeletal mesh. I can clear that one, and finally we'll select these 2 and tell them to clear. Now I'll come here to proxy, and in proxy I'll SKM, search for SKM destructible. I'll choose that one, and yeah, we have nothing, but we have something in there, you know. And then I'll come up here, we have one more thing, that is destructible. And in destructible I'll come right in here and search for SKM, and I'll select this destructible like that, and I'll tell him to be visible. Well, we need that to be visible like this. And finally, if I come here and open this one, I'll come down, and here we have this physics asset. Well, we need to select the physics asset of the vehicle, this one, because we have the same skeletal mesh, but that's much better. And I'll come up here, there we have this post-process animation blueprint. Well, we don't have that, we need to create that, but for now I'll just save and compile and save everything. Now if I come here and add this to the world, like you can see right here, well, this doesn't have wheels, it's all right, but the rest should work. And you can see, well, something is definitely wrong with this thing. So if I come back here and come down, physics asset, I'll just make this one back to normal, and I'll compile. Now if I come and play, well, where is it? Where is our vehicle? So I just, this time I'll add it a little closer to her, to this place. Well, we need to add this thing right here. Man, I just did a mistake. Now if I come here, you can see the vehicle is right in there, and even I can enter to the vehicle by pressing C, and you can see we just open the door. That's kind of great. And we just enter the vehicle, we can drive the vehicle, and we don't have the wheels. Well, that's all right. Now if I come here and do the collision, look at that, we have the things that we needed actually. And that's kind of great. I can do collision with the other vehicle as well, and we have that problem with the code. We can fix that, but before that I'll just do some of the things with the vehicle, and we can see most of the things are working just fine. Not only fine, but works great. So I can have some things, you can see that looks good, but I'll just stop that right here, and I'll come here and select the physics asset this time. So we have the physics assets, and this one I'll select, and then I'll save. If I come here to the proxy mesh and come down in physics assets, that's selected, that's all right. And I think that physics asset makes a little problems for us. You can see right here, if I just clear the physics asset, if I clear it from here as well, if I come here, you can see we still have this kind of problem. I'll come to skeletal mesh, to the destruction. You can see right here, and well, that doesn't have any physics asset. That's all right. But if I come here to the class defaults and search for proxy mesh, and in proxy mesh I'll search for scheme and select the destructible there as well, well, that is even more weird. So there are some things wrong. I'll just make the default one. There are something wrongs with these two. Some things are affecting these two things, like these two sides of the vehicle. I think that's affected by the doors. We need to fix that one. And we have problem with the hood as well, and the rest is fine. If I come here and play the game again, even if I enter from this side of the vehicle, still we have the opening the door, closing the door, and everything else except those two things. So even we can do occlusion, and sometimes it hides. That's right, we'll talk about fixing that issue. But now you can see we have these things, and that looks great. So these problems we need to fix. So the first problem was about the hood, you can see right here, and the other problem is about the top of the vehicle. So I will fix that in Blender, because that speaks of the weight painting. So weight painting, I'll come back to Blender, like this is our project. So I'll come to Blender and I'll select this one, and then okay, I just remove. Now if I come here and in object mode, I'll select this thing, and I'll tell him to, I'll select this one right here, and I'll remove all the groups from here. So that includes the top of the vehicle. Well, that's exactly what we want. And I'll select this one as well, and I'll tell him to delete all the groups from that one as well. And if I come and hide this one, is there any other thing? This thing is there, and I'll tell him to remove all the groups. And what else do we have? No, exactly, this is right there. So we should Control Z, and I'll just come here to edit mode, and I'll press L and L again. You can see now P, and we can separate them by selection. If I hide this one, you can see it is now separated, and I'll come here and tell him delete all the groups from that one. And if I hide that one as well, so now the top of the vehicle is all right. But there was that problem with this hood. I don't know what is the thing that affects the vehicle. So I'll select the skeletal mesh and the hood, and I'll come here to the weight painting, and then I'll check them one by one. So this is the thing that's all right. This one is all right. This one is all right. This is good. This is good. This is good too. This is good, and this is good. This isn't, or maybe, oh, we are not moving actually that thing. Yeah, we're not moving that with any of the assets. So this one should select that area as red, and then this thing should select that whole area, and yeah, this one should select that one like this, and then I'll come right in here. This will select this, and then I'll come right in here, and this will select this. Yeah, we were not just moving this, which is kind of wrong. So now if I come back, now this time I'll select the skeletal mesh, and I'll come to pose mode, and if I move, now you can see that is exactly working. So you should be careful with the painting. Now you can see hopefully most of the problems would be fixed. So I'll just unhide the ones we hided, and then well, yeah, now everything's unhided. Then I'll come to object mode and wireframe, and I'll select all of them, and then I can come export FBX, and I'll replace that. So the settings are selected objects, armature and mesh, and in geometry it's face, and in here we have these settings, and then I'll export that. Now it will take a little bit time. Now it's done. And if I come back to Unreal Engine, and I'll just come to the mesh in here, I'll save everything, and then I can import that same thing again, and I'll overwrite that. So it's gonna take a little time. So now you can see it is replaced, and I'll save everything. Let's play. We don't need to change anything else. And if I come here, you can see the top looks good. And if I enter the vehicle, you can see those glasses are there. You might think, where did those come from? Because we have not initialized. Now you can see everything is good. Now you can see the top of the vehicle is also good, and the hood is also working great. And you can see back of the vehicle that has good effects as well. So now, well, that looks good, but there is those glass effects. So we have those glass because we have not initialized the glasses. To fix that problem, I'll just need to remove the glass effects, but for now it's fine because we'll replace it in upcoming lectures. So now you can see right here, and one problem is with these glasses. So if I come here to the materials of this mesh, I'll just need to replace the windows. I'll come to character in bone, and I'll hide. Now you can see we will come up here and find these ones. So it looks like maybe this one, not this one, maybe right here, maybe, yeah, it is this one. And the other side is where's the other side? So first I'll fix this one. You can see right in here, maybe which one was that? Come on, this is, here we have. So I will need to replace this one with the glasses of the vehicle from this one. So if I come here and I'll select this one, and if I come here, you can see we have different glasses. I'll select this one. So selected that one, come right here and apply it that right in here. We'll apply that one, and now you can see this looks like a glass, and this side needs to be replaced as well. So I just need to find it where it is. So I can come down. Well, only the white ones we need to check, like this one, maybe this one. This is the top, this, here it is. So I'll just apply that one right in here as well. Now you can see that looks much better like this. That's kind of great. Now if I just compile and save everything and come here, you can see we have those glasses. We will apply those glasses in here and in here as well. We'll bring some textures and some good color things into this. So now you can see we can just come right in here and enter the vehicle. We open the door, and yeah, we just enter the vehicle, we close it, and we just do the things like this. So what is the good thing? If I come here and press F8 and just rotate the vehicle multiple times, you can see the doors are opening too, which is kind of great. Like, look at that. The doors are opening at runtime. So like when you do the collision, the doors are just damaged, and that looks great. If I come here, we have two different skeletal meshes in here. One is this proxy mesh that we have used for this proxy thing, and the other one is this skeletal mesh, which is completely empty, and we have not used it that in our project. Like, I mean, we are using the default one, but we need to bring a little change in this one. So I'll come here and I'll export this one, right click and asset actions, and let's export this one. I'll come back, and here we have this scheme destructible. I'll just name this one scheme empty, something like that, because this is an empty skeletal mesh, but it does a really important job, including the wheel spinning. So I'll just save everything, and then I'll come here into this folder, and you can see right here we have this empty fx and we have the blender file. I'll just copy this destructible. I'll copy and paste it again, and this time I'll just rename this to skm for empty, like this, and then I can open this one. There you go. You can see we have this thing, and I just placed this thing in this proxy collection, and that's all right. You can understand that. Then I'll come to our old Blender project where we have everything. This time we need to bring the wheels. I'll select the all wheels like this, and then I'll copy them, and I'll come here to the new project and I'll paste them in here, but they're a little huge, you know. Then I just want to bring the side view and resize them like maybe this. Then I'll bring them a little down and z-axis, and I'll just need to hide the skeletal mesh, and from the same side view, well, like this, and then I'll just bring that in x-axis a little forward, exactly like this. So this side looks good, and I'll check the other side. That looks good too, and I think that's fine. Now I'll come here, and then I can delete this whole thing in here. So I'll just delete that one. I'll just delete this whole thing. I told you I want to delete the whole thing. The whole thing means the whole thing. So now I'll select these two, and if you come to wireframe, you can see they are a little forward. So I'll just press the G and next axis. I'll just bring them a little bit of backward. Now you can see that's much better. Now they're good. So you can see we have the 4 wheels, but we don't have any skeletal mesh. I'll come here and import the skeletal mesh. So if I come here to import, and if bx we have the empty one, I'll just come here and tell him x, and this is minus y, and the primary is x axis, and then I export it. Now you can see that is right here. So if I come back to Unreal Engine, and in Unreal Engine, if I come to movement component, you can see for the bone name, for the front wheels, we have this wheel front turn, and for the rear we have this wheel rear. So we need to find those bones and adjust them right in here. So I'll select this one, this bone, and then first I'll just hide these two like this, and then I can come here and I'll just find the center of this wheel. So if I come here to edit mode, and if I come right in here, you can see we don't have exactly the center. So finding center is not that difficult in this kind of wheel. So I just come to here to knife, and I'll select the knife, and then I can just click in here and draw it like this. So that way we can find exactly the center of the bone. So if I press enter, this is the center of this vehicle. So now if I come to wireframe mode, we have the center, and then I'll come here to skeletal mesh, and in skeletal mesh in root I'll find this is front wheel. So for front we had the turning one. So if I come back in here, you can see a wheel front turn R and L. So I'll come here and wheel front turn R and L. I'll select both of them, but in these, in their select, in their edit mode, I'll select both of them like this. Then I'll come here and select vertex in here and enable snapping, and then I can move them. So if I press G, I can move them and bring them like this right in here. Now if I come here, you can see I'll just disable snapping, and then I can bring this one and y-axis a little this side back. So this should not be that close to the wheel, you know. So now you can see that looks much better. And the same thing we need to do for the rear wheel. I'll come and select the rear wheel, and if I come here, we first need to find the center. If I enable editing mode, and the first thing I'll just need to select one of these things. So I'll just select this one, and then I'll press L, not that one. I'll come here and L. Now you can see I'll press P and selection. So now I'll have this one. Then if I come here and select this one, now you can see we can select that one separated. I'll hide the wheel. Now we can see this thing, and we need to find the center of this one. So I'll come to the edit mode of this one, and I'll come here to knife, and then I can do the same thing like we did last time to find exactly the center of the wheel. Now you can see, now we can combine them back like this. I'll just come to object mode, and I'll select this one and I'll tell him join. Now they're joined, and if I come now, you can see we have the center. And this time I'll come here. If I come to Unreal Engine, we want to just change the right bone. You can see will rare only. So if I come here, we have this will rare. You can see right here will rare. First I'll select that one and come to edit mode, and now if I come here, will rare L and will rare R, both of them, and then I'll enable snapping again, and then I'll bring them right in here, so it should be vertex, and then I'll just bring G to find them. Here they are, and you can see I just brought them to the center like this. And if I come back like that, and then I'll just disable snapping, and then I'll bring them on y-axis a little bit this side. That's good. So now this is ready. I'll just come here and I'll hide these wheels, and let's go back to object mode, and I'll select the whole thing. So this inside these things should be selected too, and then well, I just need to come and export this to FBX. In FBX, SKM empty and armature and mesh selected. These things are good. Face, and then I'll come here X, and this is -Y, so we don't have lift bones, and then I can export this one. I can see it is exported. I'll come back to Unreal Engine, and in Unreal Engine we will import that in right here in meshes. I'll come here and tell them import SKM empty, not this one, this is what we exported. If I come here, we have this SKM empty, and I'll import that one. It has its own skeletal mesh, and do not create any material, and I'll import that one. Now you can see we have this one, and if I open, you can see that's right here, and we just changed these two things. That's good. Now if I come back here and come to skeletal mesh, this time I'll come here and we'll select SKM empty. There we go. I selected this one. If I compile, and just to check, I'll come to front wheel, and then I'll just select that one which was already there, and you can see it's right there. If I come here and play, so hopefully this time it's gonna work. So if I come here, and you can see that is rotating like that. That means we changed the skeletal mesh because that's not working for the other bone, and it should not work because the skeletal mesh is different. So now I'll come back to our Blender project, this one. I'll hide this skeletal mesh, the whole thing right here, and then I'll unhide these wheels one by one. I'll select this one, and then I'll come here. I'll just export that one as FBX. Create a new folder called wheels, and then this is SM wheel front, this is left, and you can see this is correct, and this one is correct as well, and this one is correct as well. I'll export that one as FBX, and this time I'll select this one, and let's go and export that again. This is the right one. I'll give it a name like R, and the others are good. I'll just export, and then I'll come here, this one, and then I'll export this one, and I'll give this one a name like will rare R, and everything is all right. And finally we have this one. This is the left rare. I'll come and export until I'm rare left or R, and everything is fine. I'll export this one, and then I can come to Unreal Engine project. I can come here and import them, all the wheels, and then well, we want to create material for them. I'll just tell him create materials, and then I'll import them all. So now you can see we have these materials. I'll just select them, and well, you can see I'll just select the static meshes, only the materials, and I'll bring them in material, and I'll tell them move there, and some of them are already there like these two. I'll delete these two because they were imported before, so I'll just force delete them. So now you can see if I come here, and this is well front L, so I'll come here and search for SM well front L. This is the one, and it's in the right place. Let's check if this is working or not, and hopefully it will work. So if I come here and enter to the vehicle, you can see that's in the right place. And well, unfortunately I think we just change the bone to the right location, so I just need to add all of them. I'll come here to the right one and I'll tell him well front R, and this is rear. I'll come here and tell him well rear, this is well rear L, this one. And finally we have this one, and I'll tell him well rear R, like this. You can see all of them are in there. And now if I come here and play, the wheels are, the rear wheels are not located in the right place, but let's check if everything is all right or not. If I enter to the vehicle, you can see the rear wheels are just rotating correct, but the front wheels are not correct. So to fix that problem, I'll come back to Blender and I'll enable all of these, including these. So then I'll just come here and I just want to remove these. So first I'll enable them, and then I'll come here, Alt P, and then tell them to clear and keep transform. And well, somehow they didn't work, so I'll just do this thing, and well, like this. Now if I come here and select the whole thing like this, and I'll just deselect this and this, and then I'll come here, Alt P, those are selected, and I can see they're out of that thing, and now I can remove them easily. I'll come back here and just enable all of them and select all of them and select the skeletal mesh as last, and then I'll come here, Control P, and tell him automatic weight paint like this, and you have to wait a little bit, and then you will have that loop in parent. Somehow there is this problem going on, so I'll just deselect this one. Well, now you can see if I come here, Alt Control P, and then we do with automatic weights like that, and you have to wait a little bit, and there we go, it's done. And I'll select these one by one like this one, and this will only be affected by which one. So if I come back to Unreal Engine and here come right in here, you can see that one would be affected by well front turn, and that is the left one. So I'll come here and search for well front turn, this is the left one. I'll just lock that one and tell him to delete all others. I'll select this one, and this is the right one. I'll delete all others, and I'll come here, this one, and this is well rare, not no spin, this one, but that's the right one. So I'll just select this one and I'll delete all others, and finally I'll come here, and this is left one, and I'll delete all others. Now if I come here and then I'll select this one, I'll just unlock it, and I'll come here, select these two together and which paint, and we'll do the whole thing like this. That should do this, the work. And then I'll come right here, select this one, and with this one, and I'll come here, and well, I should unlock this one, and I'll just need to do the whole thing, so it should be right completely. And then I'll come here, we want to do the same thing with this one as well, wedge paint, and then like this, and there we go, there's nothing left. And finally select this one and this one, and come here, wedge paint, and there we go. So just do the whole thing like this, there we go. So now we have this thing, and I'll save the project, and just to make sure that everything is working, I'll just come on top, and then I'll come here and I'll come to pose. So now if I come here, I'll select this well rear left one first, and I'll rotate that and Y. So we only rotate this and Y. That works perfectly fine. The right one, rotate and Y. That works fine as well. And then from top, we just check that and from top. And then I'll come here. This is turn R. So I'll rotate that one and Y. Well, no. This is well rear, well front turn R. Okay, I think that's that side. Yeah, I just rotated it the wrong direction. So I'll just rotate like this, and there we go, like this. And I'll come here and I'll rotate this and rotate on Y. You can see this is not rotating pretty good, but I'll check the other one as well first. Rotate on Y. You can see that's not rotating correctly as well. So it seems like there is this problem. So I'll come here in edit mode. I'll select this one and this one. So these are the two we have. And then I'll just come like this from side view, and then like this. And then we'll enable this one, and we'll move this right here. So we just need to move this thing, and I'll move it like this. Now you can see it is in the center. And then I'll just select this one, and then I'll bring that on Y axis, go on Y to bring it a little closer like this. And then there we go. I'll now tell him to come right in here. Now you can see. So I will just disable this one, and then I'll just bring that one a little more like in center of the wheel, like this. Now you can see if I come back right here, and this time I'll come to pose mode, and if I check this from top, then if I rotate that and Y, you can see that is perfectly fine. And even if I rotate that and X, not an X, in Z like this, because these wheels would be rotating, and that works fine. I just want to check this one as well. Rotate and Y, fine. Rotate and Z, that is good too, like that. So that's what we want, but I'll just bring this one a little bit this side, go and Y, because that's not in the center. I'll just make it into the center like that, and there we go. So I think everything else is all right. And I'll come back. I'll come to wireframe and select the whole thing, and let's export this one again. This time I'll come backward, and this time I'll just replace this with the empty, no, not empty, SKM wheels. Maybe I'll give it a name like wheels, and then everything else is all right in here, and then I can export it. So now it's exported. Let's come back to Unreal Engine right in here, and then I'll come here and import that in here. I'll just create a new folder for this. I'll call that wells like this, and this well will has their own materials, and then I can import that one right in here. I'll come back, and then SKM wells, and it has its own skeletal mesh, and we will create new materials and we'll import, and there we go. Now it's imported. I'll just bring this one right into material, move it there, and I'll save everything. If I come here to the skeletal mesh, and this time I'll tell him SKM wells like this. Now you can see it is a little forward. Well, that might not be a big issue, but if I compile and save everything, and if I come here, now you can see if I come right in here and enter to the vehicle, look at this. Now you can see wheels are rotating fine, but they're a little forward. You know, that is seems to be a little problem because they are a little forward. So to fix this problem, I'll come here to the right view, and I'll move the whole objects, because we cannot move this skeletal mesh because that's the center. so you cannot move that thing. If you want to move, you just need to move all these other objects. So I'll select this object, and then well, we just need to move that one. I think we don't need to move anything else because we don't have anything else. So I'll just move. If you have anything else, like we need to move the transparency as well, right? I should not forget that. So where is all transparency? All trans. I'll select that one as well, because we'll bring that like right now, or just in future, but till now we don't have that. And if you have anything else, you can select that one as well. Like for example, we'll bring engine. And what else do we have in our project? Well, I think engine was already in there, but still, if you want to bring in anything else, you just need to select all of them, and you can just bring them a little bit forward, and you can bring them a little down as well. And there we go. Now if I compile and save, so now that would be much better, I guess. So yeah, that's better actually. If I compile and save everything, and let's come here this time, now you can see that is looking great. If I enter the vehicle, we can open the door, and well, now we can move. There we go. And that's kind of great. You can see this problem is happening. We need to fix that one, but before fixing that, now you can see the wheels are just rotating pretty well, and we have everything we want so far. So this is the glass breaking effect is there, but it's not in the right place. So I'll come back to our Blender project. This is our Blender project. You can see we brought all these things except the transparency. I'll come here and I'll select the transparency like these, and what's this exactly? I don't know, but still it seems like some kind of transparency. I'll just select all of them, and then I can bring them. So I'll just copy and paste them, and then this time I'll just combine them with this one. So I'll just join them to this one, and there we go. So I'll add this to a new collection. I'll create a new collection for that, and I'll call that together, and I'll bring this one right in here. So I'll hide the others, and this is the one we need. I'll just copy this one, and then I'll bring that to this project, like this Destructible project. I'll hide only the skeletal mesh. So I'll come here and hide the skeletal mesh only, and then if I paste it in here, you can see it's a really huge thing. So if I'll just resize that. So I'll change the size of this a little bit, and then from side view we need to adjust this, or maybe from front view. That would be better to adjust from front view. Then I'll bring this a little down and Z like this, and maybe not front view, side view is better, I think. And then I can bring that one and X as well, like this one. Then I just need to resize them a little more like this, and I'll just need to arrange them like you can see right here. And I'll see this from top view as well, and you can see I just need to bring this a little bit, and Y, maybe I need to resize this a little more. So I'll just make them a little huge, and then I'll bring this on Y axis a little bit. Now you can see I think that's much better, but we just need to bring it a little bit. So if they looks good for you too, then you can just select them and then come to export FBX, and inside FBX I'll just come back, and this one I'll call trans, and then I'll just tell him SM trans together like this, and armature and mesh selected, and face, and this is X and this is -Y. There we go. Everything else is alright. I'll export this one, and then I can come back to Unreal Engine, and in Unreal Engine here I'll just come back to meshes and create a new folder. that would be for trans or transparent. You can see I'll import transparent, I'll import like that. And well, actually I don't want to create any material, so I'll just import them like this. There you go, that's great. Now I'll come here and select the transparent like this, and then I'll come here and search for SM trans together like this. Now you can see we just need to bring them to the right place a little like this. I think that's the right location. All of them should be visible. I'll just save everything, and then if I come here, I'll open this one. I just need to set up some of the things in here. So I'll come here, and you can see this is the two glasses, and well, we need to set up those materials. To find them, I'll just come here and I can find those materials from here. So I'll just select that one. You can see it's right here. So if I come here for these materials, like for these ones, I'll just apply that one. Maybe not, it's not the good one. What about this? That's not good one as well. Maybe you can find an even better, anything better. This is completely black. What about this one? This is not good too. So what about this one? This is too shiny. So you can find the one you like, and I'll find the one I want. So maybe I'll apply this one. I think that looks good with the car as well, but this front has a little problem. I think you can see we have two of them, so I'll apply that one here as well. Now if I apply, and if I come here, you can see that I think that looks much better, like that matches the color of the vehicle. So that's why I'll apply that one, and I'll come here. This one is a dark color. Well, I'll come here and I can select this one. Maybe if I apply, I think that's much better. If I come here, let's check it out. Yeah, that looks better on that. And then let's come here. Well, I can apply the same thing in here. And if I come here, these side mirrors, I'll just apply the same thing to them as well. And what about these? These are the front ones, so I'll just apply this shiny one like this. And what about this one? Where is that? That's these back ones. And then if I come here, I'll apply these red ones on that. And finally we have this. I'll apply this one on that. Now you can see I can save, and if I come here, you can see that looks good. And these, like you can see right in here, but I think we just need to move them a little bit so that we can see them easily. You can see that looks good on this one. If you want to change the color of these two, we can change that one from the body of the vehicle, like from the doors. Now you can see that looks much better, and we just need to adjust the color of the body of the vehicle as well. So I'll come here, and you can see we just need to adjust this a little bit. We need to give them a little better colors actually. So if I come here, we applied this to the side windows, and I'll just come here and apply this one because we applied that to other ones as well. So they should match each other like this. Now if I save and come back, now you can see this looks kind of great, but there is still that problem. If I play the game, we will have the other glasses because we initialized those glasses, and those glasses came from the breaking glasses effect. So I'll just stop it for now, and in future we can fix that problem. So now the glass effects are looking good. So now you can see we have some of these things. But there's one thing, like we need to apply some good materials for this. So if I come here, and I'll come here to the body, and then you can see first we have the top. Let's first disable the bones, so now you can have a better view like this. And then if I come down, you can see we have this material, and this is applied like this is a good color. I'll come here and I'll open this one. You can see we can work on this a little bit. So I'll just change the metallic to 1. So now you can see it's metallic and specular, something like 0, and roughness to 1. But maybe roughness is 0, not 0.2, like 0.2 2 maybe. Now if I apply this one, and let's come back in here, now you can see this looks much better. It exactly looks like a vehicle. And so now then I can apply the symmetry. I'll select that one, and then I can apply that right in here as well. So this place should have the same color as well. Now you can see that looks amazing. And then well, this is great. We need to apply some of these colors, like let's find every one of this. Now this thing, this needs to have the color, well, these colors we can find from the other vehicle. So if I come here to the other vehicle we have right here, I'll open this one, and then I'll come here. Then from this we can find those colors. I'll select the interior part, not exactly this thing, so I'll come here and select this one, and I'll just choose this one and come here and apply that right in here. Now you can see we have exactly that color in here. And then I can come here. What is this thing? Well, these are just these parts of the vehicle, so I can apply the same color, or not maybe the same color. I just want to apply this color of this thing right here, so I'll select that one, and then I can apply that one right in here. Now you can see that looks much better. And if I just bring this one, now you can see that is a lot better. And then what about this one? This is this thing. So well, this will need a good color actually. So if I come here to these colors, I'll for now apply this color, but we can add the logo of Lamborghini, so that way it would be much better. If I save it and if I come here, you can see for now it is not that much visible. Well, let's apply a dark color, completely dark color. So I'll just select this one and apply this one right here, but in future maybe we will apply some other colors. So now you can see that is visible, which is kind of good. And then I'll come here, and there we have, I don't know what that thing is. So let's come here, and this is the important part. This is the interior part of the vehicle, including this right here. So you can apply a dark color to that one as well. So I'll select this dark color and apply it right in here. Now if I just come here, now you can see that is a lot better. Look at that. That is a lot better. What do you think about it? So now you can see I just brought a lot of change. So you can see all these colors I brought in here, and let's continue changing. So I'll show you how you can change that. You can select any one of that, like you can see this is the frame, and then you can apply the color. So I'll come here to the vehicle, like we just need to find this vehicle, and here we have this vehicle. I'll open this one, and from here we have to find the frame of the vehicle. So it's same frame, that's exactly the one. And then I can apply this color. I'll select this one, and I'll come here and I'll apply that one right in here. Now you can see that is the frame color. And what about this one? I can apply the same color into this one, and I can apply the same color into this one as well. So now you can see that looks much better, but till now it's not visible, but when we do an collision or something, that would be visible. Now you can see this thing needs the same color as well. This one needs the same color. You can apply different colors. You can see right here they apply different colors, but for now I just want to apply same colors because, you know, that's a little easier for us. So we don't have much time, but when you're doing this for a project or something, you can just apply those same colors and that will look a lot better. So I'll just apply these colors for now, like these same dark colors into this one. Let's make it a little different. So I'll just select this one, and I'll select this one, and I'll apply that one. Now this is a little different. And what about this? Wow, this is now important. So if I come here, we can apply some color like this. No, not exactly this one. And what about this? Well, we can apply this dark color in here, and let's check out I can apply the same color. This one needs this color, so I'll just select that one and apply it in here. And the last one is right here. I'll apply that same color in here. Now you can see the vehicle looks great, and that is lovely. So if I just close this one and come to the project, you can see that looks great. That absolutely looks amazing. Look at this beautiful design, but the wheels are still have this problem. So I'll just come to the wheels of the vehicle. So we have these meshes, and here we have these wheels. I can open this one, and you can see we have multiple different colors. Like this is the out color, and I just want to apply this one onto that. So I'll select this one, and I can come here and apply this one. So if I apply, I think that's not the one, or maybe that is the one. So if I apply this one, because it's too much shiny, that should not be that much shiny, come on. Or maybe this is the one. So if I apply this one, or there is one more, it shouldn't be that shiny. If I apply and save and come here, hopefully that will not be shiny in here, but it is. So that's why I'll just come here and choose another one, this one. So if I come here now, we can apply the same one into this one. We apply the same one because we just want completely dark like this. Now if I save and come here, now look at this, but they look kind of shiny, and I don't like that shiny because wheels cannot be shiny. So I'll just come right in here and select this one. Here we had some dark ones, or I can come here and I'll just copy and paste this one right in here. I'll open this one and I'll make this completely black, like completely black, I said. So we just need to change this to 1, maybe 0 or 0.2. So now if I come here and I'll apply that one on this, so now you can see that is better because that is exactly what we want. The other things should be a little shiny, but not that one. And you can see these wheels are a little inside of the vehicle and the other ones are a little outside. So if I come here, that's what we need to change. I'll just from the top, I'll select these Altrons and select the skeletal mesh and maybe this proxy mesh as well. Then I can just bring that a little bit this side. So now you can see that is a lot better. And yeah, before we talk about the glasses, I want to fix this problem. If you come here and touch to the vehicle and just randomly, you will see one problem sometimes that happens. Well, now you can see right here that is hidden. Sometimes it's getting hide and sometimes it's visible, which is not exactly what we want. We just want this vehicle to be visible all the time. To fix this problem, I'll come here to the base class like this. This is the base class, and in base class I'll come here and search for show deformable skeletal mesh. And if I open this one, you can see right here we hide this SKM Destructible, and we set the visibility from here. I'll add one boolean variable right in here, and I'll call this one custom, maybe like B is custom, and by default it's not a custom vehicle. I'll just bring these things a little bit this side. So I'll tell him if this thing, if it is custom or not. I'll get this one and I'll add a branch in here and tell him if this is not custom. So I'll not custom, not boolean, I mean. So if it's not custom vehicle, by default it is not, then we want to go with this. If this is a custom vehicle, then I'll just copy and paste this one right here, and I'll bring this one right here, and by default I just want to be visible all the time. See, if that is the custom, this should be visible all the time, and then we want to continue with this set visibility of these things, because sometimes we'll use those or like that. So that's why if the vehicle is not custom, we want to set this visibility according to this shore height. If that is custom vehicle, then we want that to be visible all the time. So in this custom vehicle, I'll come here to class defaults and search for is custom like this, and I'll enable this one. And if I come here and compile and save everything, and now you can see this will not get height anymore from us. If you do anything with it, this will not get height. Like even if I come here and jump on top of this, you can see it is not hiding itself anymore, which is great, because we don't want our vehicle to hide itself sometimes, and sometimes it should not be hidden. Now you can see everything is just working fine, but there's that problem now with these side mirrors. So if I come here, these side mirrors, they're not working quite fine. So if I come here and then I'll select this one, I'll come right here, I'll open this one, and you can see I think this is right here. I'm not sure which one this, yeah, it is right here. And so to understand which one is good for this, I'll come here to the vehicle, this vehicle, and I'll select this one. You can see I think this one will work fine. So if I come here and apply that one in here, you can see that looks a lot better, and that's exactly what we want. And if I save this time, well, great, that looks great, man. Now you can see we have like this. There you go. Come on, this is our vehicle. And if I just come on, jump on top of this, we're just breaking some glasses. That's great. This initializing glass problem, like if I come here, you can see this vehicle and we have initialized the wrong glasses. That's not exactly what we want. Like you can see these glasses, and we don't want to initialize them because those belongs to the other class. If I come and enter the vehicle, you can see that's not quite working, but it is breaking. Like if you come here and the breaking glass, although it belongs to the other vehicle, that works good. If I just come here and just rotate this one, you can see the breaking glass effect works, but our own glass are not breaking. That's why I'll just stop initializing these glasses if it is a custom vehicle. So we have a custom vehicle variable. If I come here and search for a custom vehicle, you can see it's custom, this is variable. If I come here to deformable, and we initialize the glasses at begin play, not here in base class. If I come to base class, and then I'll come to event crop. In event crop in begin play, here you can see we initialize glasses. So before initializing glasses, I'll just add a branch in here, and well, it's right here. I'll just connect this one right here and initialize glass true. If it is not custom vehicle, then we want to solve, so I'll connect it to false. And you can see this be custom. By default, other vehicles are not custom except that one, or maybe you create more of them. And one more place we need to change that, that's called an break glass. So if I come here, we should have that somewhere in here. So that's initialize glass. Here we can see we have this unbreak class and enable breaking glass. And there is one more thing before doing this whole thing. I'll just bring this a little this side and add another branch in here, and I'll tell him if it is not custom vehicle, we will continue to do so. So I'll just compile and save. Now if I come here and play, you can see we're not initializing glasses for this vehicle, which is good because that is just a mess up. And now you can see we can enter the vehicle and we can just do whatever we want. Even if I do some of the collisions, we will not have that weird effects we had before. But the glasses are not breaking. That's fine for this vehicle because breaking glass effect is a little because breaking glass effect needs a little work in 3D softwares, like it's outside of Unreal Engine as well. That's why it will not work on that one. But for now you can see the breaking glass effect is not working, but the rest of the things are working pretty fine. But there is this problem if we enter the vehicle, and when we exit and enter the vehicle, we have that problem. So you can see right here, first the character is going to the wrong place, and then she's sitting in the wrong place as well. So we want to change some of the things. If I come here and check, for some reason these locations are very wrong. So I'll just stop this one and come to customize vehicle. Here we have, so if I come right in here, first we have these locations. You can see we have driver entry location. Well, this is driver location, so I'll just bring this forward like this, and then we have this driver door. Well, you can see we'll bring that driver door a little this side and a little forward, and we have passenger door as well. I'm gonna do the same thing, little forward and a little this side. Now if I compile and save everything, and hopefully we will fix that problem. If I come here and enter, now you can see she's going to the right place and she enters, but there is one that problem we can see, and she's sitting in the right place as well. And when we exit the vehicle, she just exits. And well, what is going on there? And if I just enter the vehicle again, you can see now she's entering to the right place. I just need to change this driver location a little more this side and a little forward. Now I'm gonna change this location a little backward like this. Now let's say that door was working, so now we can enter the vehicle from this door or from the other door. You can see right here, and that's good. And we can even exit the vehicle, and that is great. You can see right here we can exit the vehicle and everything's working fine. But we have that problem if I enter from any door. Let's say if I enter from this door, you can understand that better. Now you can see the head of the character is visible, which is not looking good. And if you notice, if I come here and try to enter, you can see, look at the fit, it just comes up a little bit, like the location of the character changed while we're trying to enter the vehicle. That changed because if I come here to the vehicle interactable and open this thing, this interaction, and if I come right here, we change the, while we enter the vehicle, we change the character mode to flying. If I change that back to walking, now if I come here, the character is not doing that, like character is on the ground. But there's this problem that character, the root of the character is not moving, so you can see the animation is wrong. So that means we should use this as flying. This problem would be fixed, but the character is a little up the ground while we're trying to change the mode from walking to flying. Now you can see the character is in the air, which is not good. So that's why to fix this problem, I'm gonna come here and, well, I'll enter this character's mode, and then I'll just come right here and I'll tell him get the character, and then I'll tell him to set actor location like this. Well, not this set actor local offset. No, set actor location. I just want to set the actor location like this, and then, well, you can see right here, new location. I'll tell him to get actor location. So new location, I'll get the actor location, and I'll bring this a little this side, and then I can split this. I'll split this one as well. X is correct, Y is correct, and Z, I'll just want to add something like maybe -7, and then I can set that one. And this time if I come here, and then if I just go and enter the vehicle, now you can see character actually goes a little down, but the head is not visible anymore. That's exactly what we want. But this vehicle is too much, what do we call, thin or something. That's why the head of the character is visible. Now you can see we can exit the vehicle, and that is great. Now the location is back to the correct location. Let's try again from this door. Now you can see we can just enter the vehicle. We just change a little bit down, and well, we will go a little to the ground because of this vehicle problem. Or the next solution would be you can change the size of the character a little bit as well, but I think that's fine. That's not too much big problem. So now you can see we can fix that problem like this. So this was the last lecture of the course. Now if you're trying to add any map or something, you can just go to Epic Games and add a beautiful map from Epic Games. Like you can find a lot of free or paid assets, and then you can drive your vehicles in there, and that will look kind of great. So that's all about this lecture and this course. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from the course, and I'm so proud of you because creating this advanced vehicle system is not that simple. So if you learned something and you've enjoyed the process, please give rating and review to the course. That helps me a lot. So I hope I'll see you in the next course.